Welcome to today's F1 news update. Big headlines today as Hill unleashes a savage cry like a baby response aimed at Verstappen and Red Bull, while Lewis Hamilton fires back at Toto Wolff's shelf life comments with one simple message: I'm built different. Let's break down these explosive reactions and more. Felipe Massa's lawsuit against Formula One, the FIA and Bernie Ecclestone is scheduled for an October hearing. The case revolves around the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix Crashgate scandal, where Renault's Nelson Piquet Jr. deliberately crashed to aid Fernando Alonso's victory. Massa, who had been leading the race, ultimately finished 13th and lost the championship to Lewis Hamilton by 1 point. The defendant's legal team will likely argue that FIA statutes prohibited revising race results after a season ended, making Massa's championship reversal request inadmissible. They'll also point to the 14-day protest window after the race that Massa didn't utilise. The lawsuit must prove a conspiracy about the alleged cover-up by F1 authorities, not just about Piquet's crash, which presents significant challenges after 16 years. I hope the correct thing happens for justice, for something that was not part of the sport that punished me big time, Massa stated. Do you believe Massa deserves a chance to fight for the 2008 title that was affected by manipulation? Or should F1 maintain its policy that championship results remain final once the season concludes? FIA president has sparked fresh controversy after preventing several high-ranking executives from attending the World Motorsport Council meeting when they refused to sign a newly implemented non-disclosure agreement. According to BBC reports, prominent figures including FIA Vice President for Sport Robert Reid and UK Representative David Richards were among those denied access to the crucial meeting. The introduction of a stricter NDA reportedly stems from Ben Sulayem's growing concerns about confidential information being leaked to media outlets. Sources indicate the new agreement contains significantly more restrictive terms than previous versions, creating immediate tension within the organisation's leadership structure. When approached for comment, an FIA spokesperson defended the president's actions, insisting that NDA represents standard practice necessary to maintain confidentiality and protect the regulatory interests of the federation. This latest development continues a pattern of controversial leadership from Ben Sulayem, who has previously found himself at odds with Formula One management, WRC drivers, and most notably, involved in the widely criticised flash investigation targeting Toto Wolff in December 2023 that was quickly abandoned following backlash. What do you think about Ben Sulayem's leadership style? Is he being appropriately cautious about leaks, or is this another example of overreach? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Damon Hill has launched a spirited defence of himself and Sky F1 against accusations of bias, claiming Red Bull strategically plays the British bias card whenever their star driver Max Verstappen faces criticism. The 1996 world champion, who departed Sky F1 at the end of 2024, insists he's not anti-Max, while simultaneously suggesting the four-time world champion would cry like a baby if subjected to the same driving tactics that prompted Hill's stern criticism last season. The controversy stems from several pointed comments Hill made regarding Verstappen's racing approach during his final year with the broadcaster. It is possible to race fairly, and that is something I'm not sure that Max is capable of, Hill stated bluntly during one broadcast that sparked significant backlash. His criticism didn't stop there, with the former Williams driver adding, "They like to be thought of as the hard kids on the block, but when something doesn't go their way, they cry about it." Hill maintains that Red Bull deliberately fuels the narrative of British bias at Sky F1 whenever confronted with criticism, suggesting it's a tactical move to deflect legitimate scrutiny of their driving standards. What do you think about Hill's comments? Is he right about Verstappen's driving style, or is there some truth to Red Bull's claims of British bias in F1 coverage? Lewis Hamilton has firmly dismissed Toto Wolff's shelf-life comments with a powerful reminder of his unique journey in Formula One. The 7-time world champion pushed back against comparisons to other 40-year-old drivers, emphasising his singular position as the sport's first and only black driver. It helps us because it avoids the moment where we need to tell the sport's most iconic driver that we want to stop. Wolff had continued, We're in a sport where cognitive sharpness is extremely important, and I believe everyone has a shelf life. Though he later clarified Hamilton remains very sharp. Hamilton's response leaves no room for misinterpretation. Don't ever compare me to anybody else. I'm the first and only black driver that's ever been in this sport. I'm built different. I've been through a lot. I've had my own journey. You can't compare me to another 40-year-old, past or present, Formula One driver in history, because they are nothing like me. Hamilton's Ferrari move has sparked various criticisms from F1 veterans. Former team owner Eddie Jordan called Ferrari's decision to drop Carlos Sainz absolutely suicidal, while ex-Ferrari driver Jackie Ick suggested Hamilton was signed primarily for commercial value. Ferrari chairman John Elkann strongly refuted these claims. I think it's really unfair to Lewis. What we need to do is win championships and do great things on the track. What do you think of Hamilton's response? Does his unique background truly set him apart from other drivers who've competed into their 40s? Lando Norris has delivered his first verdict on McLaren's 2025 Challenger, reporting that the MCL39 feels similar to last year's race-winning Cup, a positive sign for the team's development trajectory. However, after the first 2 days of pre-season testing, Norris has pinpointed the rear of the car as an area requiring further refinement before the season opener. McLaren's approach reflects their confidence in building upon last year's strong foundation rather than implementing radical changes. Norris elaborated on the development focus. The fun bit will be this afternoon and tomorrow morning, but I think if we want to improve anything at the minute, it's still the rear of the car. The more you can improve the rear, the more everything just gets better. Despite identifying this weakness, Norris maintains a positive outlook for McLaren's competitive position once the season begins in earnest. I don't think we're expecting to be a big step ahead of anyone. We're expecting to be tied alongside the guys to my right, but if we're just there fighting from the beginning, that's our target, he stated confidently. What do you think about McLaren's chances this season? Will sorting the rear end issues be enough to keep them in the lead? 2 stories, 2 bold reactions. Will Hill's scathing words shake up Red Bull? And can Hamilton's unapologetic defiance pave his way to another championship? We want to hear your opinions. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell for more breaking F1 news. And don't forget, stay tuned for our next video as we dive even deeper into the twists and turns shaping the F1 grid. Your feedback drives us to bring you every ounce of drama and insight from the world of racing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next race weekend.